Christian lifestyle. And today on the show, I've got beautiful couples. When I mean beautiful, I mean happy people. People are happy in their marriage. As we know, in the world right now, we hear a lot of divorces and cases of fights, violent homes, and couples not having time for each other. But these people are people one could look up to. You know, if you want to have a joyful home, today we want to discuss about that, about a happy home, what it entails, and how to sustain and how to build a happy home, because it is still possible as a child of God. And so here today I have with me these beautiful couples in the person of Mr. and Mrs. Eric on the show. Yeah, good to have you here, sir. Thank you so much for coming to the chat today, and it means a lot to us, you know. And we are discussing on what to know before marriage, and what is expected of people when they get married. And trust me, life is just once, and nobody wants to leave it to the wrong person. But you know that with what is happening in the world right now, those people end up in the wrong marriages. And having known you for a while now, and how long your marriage has been, over 15 years, you guys are still together, you guys are loving each other like handbags and other. So today we want you to share your experience with us. We want to hear from you. What have you been able to do to achieve, you know, the love, the bond that you have with each other? Please, we want to share your tips with us. What has kept you thus far? Maybe start with Mr. Eric.
You know, before I met Mary, I was very anti-marriage. I didn't want to get married, and I was like, okay, you know, I don't want to. And then I met her, and she was just such a breath of fresh air, if you want to say that. I was like, you know, and you know, she has a great outlook on life, and I think that's what I needed. You know, I needed to meet somebody that could lift me up and inspire me, and once I got to know her and I saw all the good qualities that I admire in a person, you know, and I said, maybe the marriage thing isn't so bad. You know, so maybe I should give it a second thought. And so yeah, and I really, you know, not a day goes by that I'm not happy to be, you know, with this woman sitting next to me. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
I love this.
So top that, lady.
Okay, let me go from one side now.
Okay, well, before I met him, I wasn't the perfect woman to be a good wife or something like that. But I met, you know, before I met him, you know, I had struggles in my life, and I went through so many struggles. But if I tell that, maybe 10 days not enough. But yeah, we'll just cut it short. Just that, you know, I just wanted to find a right guy that who God loves, you know. And one day I was just crying and praying to God. Said, you know, I want you to give me the right man, you know, because I want to serve you. I want to do the work of yours rest of my life. So I want to live for you. So I prayed and to send me the right guy who God loves. So that's what, after 6 months later, he came into my life. And in the beginning, I didn't understand him that much because he's from America, I'm from India. I thought maybe yes or no. It was a lot of confusion and all that. So once I get to know him, so I thought, okay, and I saw in him is the honesty. And I saw that honesty, trust, and he's the man of that righteous, like that's what I saw in him. I didn't see anything else in him, whether he is good enough for me or not. I didn't see all that. I saw he's the best and he's the trustworthy and he's the honest, he's the righteous man I saw. That's the quality I saw in him. So I thought, okay, this is the man, that I want to marry. So the relationship built up more and more. Then we decided to get married. So, and the day I met him till today, I never found anything wrong in him, so I could complain. So I know that God has sent me
Yes,
this
yes, yes. I love that. Oh my God, like I was almost shedding tears. I was almost shedding tears because in our last episode, Apostle Kolade took time to let the man know what to, seek out, what to know first before they get into marriage. And what you just mentioned right now just stumped me. And the same thing with what you just mentioned, I and Sister Gloria dwelt on what the single lady should look out for first and want to know, before getting married. And what you say stopped me. He knew what he wanted. He didn't just want to get married. He knew what he wanted. Like he said, he didn't even want to give a chance to, marriage. But when he met this lady, the quality, what he wanted was there. So it's a question later, before you have a happy home, you have to know, what do you want? If you don't have that question answered, it will be difficult, And like she said also, she knew what she said, God, I want a man that will love you, a man that you love. Because she wants to do what? Serve God for the rest of her life. And you know what the Bible says? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing will be what added unto you. She was seeking God's own way. She was seeking to do the will of God, and God already had prepared the man that will help her fulfill God's will. So happy marriage also starts with what? Knowing what you want and going out for it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And that brings us our next question. I know you are from America, and she is Indian. Now, I know some distance relationship can be affected with maybe cultural background and beliefs and all that. But your case, I think, and I believe it is different. So we want to know how did you overcome that, let's say, the differences, and then get your home moving to date?
Well, to be honest, I grew up not having any interaction with anybody that wasn't American until I went to college and then I went in the military. And I had never really met non-American people. I didn't have a lot of cultural experience. And then the closest thing to meeting an Indian was going to an Indian restaurant in the United States. And I really had never talked to anybody. So when I came here to Kuwait, and before I met Mary, it was a big culture shock. And then I met her, and like I said before, she had such really good qualities in a person that I was looking for. And then when we started spending more time together, I found out that, well, just because she's Indian and just because I'm American, we're still people. Everyone's people around the world. Nobody's really that different, Nationality, aside, we're all just the same. And she has the same hopes and dreams, and that I do, and I've met a lot of people that really now I realize that everyone worldwide is the same. They have the same hopes and dreams that we all want. And she was, and then once we were together and we were married, it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment, you know. But once, and it's not it's my way all the time. You always have to be a give and take sort of. Maybe I'm not so much. Maybe I'm not so good, but you have to learn to work together. If you're gonna make a marriage last, you have to work together, and you have to have the same goals in mind, right? You have to have the same goals, whether it be personal, financial, or spiritual, educational, everything. You have to all be on the same page. One person can't be on the front of the book, and one person can't be on the back, the last page of the book. So you have to be turning each page together.
So from your side, maybe,
yeah, the culture-wise, when I met him and I was getting ready to marry, and a lot of my friends and my family said, "Oh, he's an American.
Yeah.
You know how the American lives are. Is that this marriage going to last forever or not? You take a right decision." Or a lot of people questioned me. A lot of people, was concerned, especially my family and all close friends. But I had that faith in me that he's a good man, that I can live with him. And I made my decision to marry him. And the culture, when I went to first time to the United States, it was difficult to adjust with the Indian culture and American culture, with the food, with the people, where we lived. I had no family, my own family, no my own friends or any of Indian friends there. None of, not even single Indian person I could find in my town. It's like, for a minute I thought, this is weird, like, it's weird, where I was and where I came. So it's the culture, when we go to church and when we meet other people, the culture is very different, because in India it's like a different culture. You don't hug people, only you just don't shake hands. It's like a very distant relationship there. But in America they're very close.
Yeah,
They want to hug you, they want to love you. If you know them each other, they're just so happy to see you. But Indian is like different. So in the beginning I felt kind of really weird, but then I thought myself, this is nice, it's like I feel like I'm loved more. And I started liking the culture, Then after a while, many years later, and I love the culture of America, how they are so honest, and they're not fake people, and sometimes you can find fake people in this all over the world, but I see American people are very, very nice people, and I thought myself, I'm very lucky, I'm very lucky to come to the United States and have this, opportunity to meet nice, loving people. Even his mom, she never met me before. On the spot, the day I went, reached there, and she hugged me, she loved me, kissed me. It's like her own daughter. We had such a good relationship in between us that it's very nice. So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to adjust the culture, but then with the prayer, and God's support, we can work it out, to run the marriage in happy.
Irrespective of where the person is from, this is good. I know I've seen some places where the parents, mostly of the man, will be like, you can't bring this lady home.
Yeah.
She is not
Yeah.
from our place, and
Yes.
so we're considering how will she be able to cook, how will she be able to do this and do
Yes.
that, and you see
Same
how,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
And then also on the lady's part, it's also possible to feed, this food I like hugging, I like pecking and
Yeah.
all that, how will I cook? But
Yeah.
like what you said,
Mhm.
with prayer and it's what God has already planned out.
Yes.
Yes, God is in it too. Those things have to go smoothly. Thank you so much for sharing. And
I think now, once my wife met my mother
yeah.
and they started getting along, my own mother loves my wife more than she loves me. She gets, whenever we go home, my wife gets the longer hug. She gets the better hello.
That's what happens with good people, good mother-in-laws. I have one. At a time, my sister-in-law, my husband's younger sister, one of the days she called me, she was like, you came to steal my mom away from me, right? Because my mother-in-law will call me on phone, Daisy, this how you doing? And she's like, Mommy, I'm here. He said, you're not at Daisy. Like, what's the meaning of this? And he, when my husband, when his mom calls, she will call his phone, and what you hear is, Daisy, how are you? She's like, okay, please contact the phone. Don't be jealous. It's a gift, and we love it when our mother-in-laws love us.
Yeah.
We feel more at home.
Yeah.
We know that husbands love us, but when our mother-in-laws love us, and when our in-laws love us, there's more peace.
Yes.
We feel at home, our legs can, fully stand. But when you have this agitated or biased in-laws, the woman will feel comfortable. And she may not even give you her best. Now she can give you her best because she feels loved by your mom. And we thank God for that. It's such a beautiful gift. And I pray God will help us to be good mother-in-laws also when our times comes. Okay, so next question. I don't know, let me ask this question now. In the area of catching fun, I know happy marriage, I know how two of you always playing together, you laugh, you feed her, and all that, and I see all of those. I want to know, do you have specific times that you say you want to hang out, you want to go and catch fun? Do you have such in your marriage, like you want to go for vacation, you want to go to the beach today, you want to go to places? Do you plan for that? Do you think it's a criteria for happy home?
For happy home, I think it's knowing what she likes to do, and
Okay.
knowing what I like to do, and I think you have to have in order to have a good marriage, you can't just focus on one thing. You have to focus on a multitude of areas that, if you just like the way your wife looks, well, that's just one aspect of the person. They have the personality, and so there's all the different areas, and I think it's one of the most important things to be happy is communication, laughing. You need to laugh.
Yeah.
You need to have a good time, and quite honestly, what woman doesn't like to laugh?
So you make time to go out, like you want to go and hang out? You do all of
Yeah,
this?
we've gone on vacations, and nowadays it's kind of difficult to plan vacations.
Sure.
And we, before this whole pandemic started, we had plans on vacation to go to India, and then see her family, and then we were going to go back to the United States and see my family and visit our friends. But you have to spend time together. You have to, you have to spend alone time. Just the two of you. Whether even if it's just going out for a day trip or something, you have to do that. And like when we're back in the United States, we'll do that. So there's been times where we'll just be sitting in the house, and I'll say, let's just go for a drive. And we'll just get in the car and we'll just drive.
Drive around.
And we'll just sit, just talk.
Yeah. And also, it's important whenever your anniversary comes, So it's very important that husband and wife plan for trip.
Yes.
Just itself, even if you have kids, leave the kids with someone, so that you two guys have time together to enjoy and laugh and giggle, whatever you guys doing. Just go out of the town somewhere, or inside the town also you can rent a room somewhere, like hotel room. So just spend the time together. So
I've missed all of this because of my babies.
yeah, because a lot of time what happens when you have kids,
Yeah.
you are so busy with kids, to taking care of them, feeding them, or doing everything. You spend so much time with the kids, and you, husband and wife, doesn't have much time to spend together, and that thing brings dragging the marriage, because you don't have time to sit and share each other's what's going on in your life. So it's important to just take at least some time together, vacation. So just leave the kids with someone. Just for day, at least for a day or a couple hours. If you cannot leave the kids with someone for a longer time period, so just leave for a couple hours. At least you guys will have some time together.
Yeah.
So I think that is important in marriage also.
Should plan a date night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the United States, we call it a date night,
Yeah.
where the couples, if they have
Yeah.
kids or they have, other commitments, they're, I hate to say you have to schedule to, have time together, but you have to think that, look, I need to have, we need to put our lives on hold, even if it's just for, 1 day a week or at least 1 day a month, if that's all you can do, but it's important that you make that time. And like she was saying, that kids are great, but they do occupy a lot of the parents' time, and that's not a bad thing, right? But still, in order to have a good, strong marriage, you still have to work on the couples. Being a couple. That's very important.
Wow. That brings me to this word before you became parents, we were what? Couples. So you must maintain that relationship. Have time for your spouse, plan dates, nights, anything that you can do that will just be just two of you. Time to communicate, time to bond more and more. God will help those of us that still have little kids. Because it's really not easy. I try sometimes date nights. I read to the parlor in the house, they are just everywhere is put them to sleep and try as much as possible. It's essential to have that time. Thank you so much for sharing. And for the last question, I want to ask Mr. Eric. I know for the home to still remain happy, joyful home, both for the wife and the children, a man has a part to play. So I want to hear from you as a man, what is the role of a man in sustaining a happy marriage? What part have you been playing, and what advice do you have for men out there?
Really the best piece of advice is to treat your wife like she's the one and only woman in your life.
Oh my God. I'm blushing for you.
When you're walking down the street, you don't go staring at every woman that walks past. Because believe it or not, your wife is looking. Your wife is looking at you. She's watching to see if you're looking. but seriously, just treating your wife like she's, I'm not saying you put a person on a pedestal, as they say, but you treat your wife with importance. She's the most important person in your life, and make you don't forget birthdays. Don't forget anniversaries. Don't forget, you know, the important dates. Because again, she has it on the calendar. She remembers. You know, just make you know, make your wife or make them feel special. You know, make them feel important. You know, it's you know, when we first met, you know, I would open the cargo for her, you know, and she'd never. What are you doing? You know, and I opened my own door. I'm like, and 15 years later, have I ever missed a time?
No. Oh my goodness.
Never missed it.
Really? Wow.
You know, and you know, the same goes with you know, I'll put gas in her car so she doesn't have to go to the gas station. I'll make sure her car is full of gas. You know, I do all the things that you know I can do to make her life easier. You know, because she does everything to make my life easy. You know, I mean, and it's a give and take. So I think it's just like I said, number one most important thing is you know, making her feel the most important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before I go to the lady, there's something I picked from what you just said now. You know, pretending is bad. In the sense that, like he said, from the first time he met you, he has been opening the car door for you, and he has not missed it over 15 years now. Guys, please, don't start what you cannot finish. We ladies, we don't like that. And when you choose other like please, we take notes. You hear what he said? He has not missed it for one day. I'm telling you, why would a woman want to act otherwise? You know, what if he came into your life now pretending to be all that nice, and a year into the marriage, he's like, can't you open the door by yourself? Is your hand for there's something wrong? Then you know that this person is pretending when he came with his whole heart. And one thing again he mentioned is treating your wife with what importance. Importance. It doesn't mean that you have to trash every other person, but let her feel that she is valued. Let her feel that in your life she comes first before any other person. That is very, very important. And like I said, it's one of the tips to maintaining a happy home. If you want to have a happy home as a man, put your wife first. Stop looking. We are watching. Okay, it's not funny now. As a woman, I know you have also your own parts you are playing, and women out there want to know what role you have played so far to maintain a joyful marriage.
Well, you know, I'm not a perfect wife or woman, but I try my best to keep my husband happy. You know, when he comes from work, you know, don't keep the face like angry face or unhappy face, or just smile and laugh and hug him and kiss him and ask how is your day, and you know, prepare the meal because he's hungry, you know, and that makes him happy. so make sure you know you meet his needs, you know, what he likes, what he wants, and how he wants you to be, you know. So you take care of all these little things, and man surely like all these things, and they love you very much. And then what else? I was going to say, forgot.
And I don't know, like what you just said now, doing the things that he likes. He comes back from work, you put up a happy face. So for a woman, irrespective of how bad your day has been, your husband wants to walk in and see you happy. You know, for those of us that have little children, you are like, you'll be screaming all day, do this and do that, and your husband comes in, you're like, honey, welcome, and you're walking away. You still have to get with your wife, please. I know, but we women, we must work on ourselves. And I know of a lady whose husband was always complaining. He comes back home and the whole house is in a mess. And she keeps saying the children. So for this particular man, I think he wants to meet a clean home. For him, he wants to come back and meet a home that is neat. So your husband may be the type that wants to come back and he wants the house clean. Some may not even want you to hug them and kiss them, let them clean up and all that. But find out what will make your home. You have a part to play as a woman. Find out what is going to make your husband happy, as he also does his own part. You know, like what Mr. Eric says give and take is a two-way thing, and learn to tolerate and bear with each other. Nobody's perfect. We are all working towards perfection. So for our marriage to work, for our marriage to be happy, for our marriage to be sustained, we have parts to play, each and every one of us. The man has his part, the woman has her part. Just discover what your own role is and play along. And your marriage with God on your side will work. And if you have been married to a wrong marriage before now and it's like you made a mistake, it's still not late. If you turn back to God, He can make things work out for your own good. Don't regret, don't say because I married wrongly, you begin to misbehave in your marriage. No. Trust God for the best, and God will turn things around for your good. And people you have heard from today are Christians, they are born again, they are serving God. So for you to have a happy home, you need God in your home. Like the Bible made known to us that marriage is an institution created by God Himself. It's just like God is the manna, just like you buy anything, you buy a tablet or whatever, you have a manna for it. So the manna for our marriage is found in Christ Jesus. So you have to be born again and have God in your home. I don't know, do you want to share any experience like as a Christian, how God has helped you, the way that your prayer life that has helped your home sustain all this while? Do you want to share any experience, Mr. Mary?
Well, I always pray because I pray for my marriage, pray for Eric, every day I do that. So God will take care of it so that devil won't attack this, because the devil is always there to, especially in the marriage life. The devil is always trying to attack and destroy the marriage. But you have to stand strong. One of you has to be strong in prayer and lift your marriage up to the Lord and to bless the marriage and sustain the peace in the marriage life. So otherwise, if you doesn't have a God in your life, in your marriage, I think it's not gonna work. Yeah, because it's very difficult to. Marriage is the difficult part of the life.
Yes.
Without Jesus, you cannot sustain the marriage. So I give first place to Jesus, and every day I pray for my marriage. And what God says, woman builds the house.
Yes.
And a lot of people takes that as a different way. Building the house is building the building. No. Woman has a big role to play in the marriage. Woman can be a mother, woman can be a sister, or woman can be a wife, so there's a lot of big roles she has to play. In order to play all those roles, you have to be strong in faith. So building the house, a woman will build the house means is the faith, that you build your faith on the rock. When you build your faith on the rock, it will not break or Satan will not have any control. God will have the control to manage and sustain the house.
Important to have that good foundation. Like she said, build it on rock, it'll last forever. You build it on sands, it's gonna get washed right away.
Yes. So prayer has a big role to play in a happy marriage. Prayer has a big role to play. We have to put God first. You have to the foundation has to be solid.
Yes.
Because we know, life is more spiritual than it is physical. The spiritual controls the physical. Things happen, and like you have said, the devil attacks marriages so much. He has so much interest, because anything God has interest in, the devil wants to have interest in. And this marriage is from God. So it's a lesson for us women. I've heard it from her mouth, and like the Bible says, a wise woman builds her home, but the foolish one tears it down. May it not be you and I portion in the name of Jesus. May we be that men that are wise, who will build their home, who will stand and help their husbands spiritually, physically. And our husbands, they go through a lot. They are busy. Sometimes somebody say, it's the women that suffer more in marriage, you are carrying pregnancy. They have so much on them. We're not, we have they have physical strength when we have internal strength like that. So it may not really be showing, they may not talk, they may not, but we are the ones that are open, we talk and all that. But for the men, it's like they are carrying the body. So as a woman who wants her home to be happy, you have to stand strong for your husband in the place of prayer. It doesn't mean that the man will not be prayerful, no, but you have a very big role to play. You know, sometimes, you know, when my husband is sleeping and I'm praying for him, and I pray on his feet, I say, your feet don't take it to place of destruction. Yeah, because he may not have the time to do all of those. And if anything happens to him, I am affected, the children are affected. So we have to stand our place as women in place of prayer and allowing God to take control in our marriage if we want to have happy home. So this brings us to the end of today's chat, relationship chat with P-Love. I still remain your girl, P-Love. Lovely Ikayawo. Till next time, we'll meet you again. Thank you for watching. Please do like the video, share it, invite your friends to Kingdom Life family. God bless you.